Are we doing this? Really? Wait for it. Are we doing this? Wait for it. How?
What the fuck?
WTF.
And it's also, what the fuck?
What's wrong with me? It's time for WTF.
What the fuck?
With Marc Maron.
All right, let's do this. Welcome to the show, What the Fuck Aryans, What the Fuckers, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. I apologize if my vulgarity is offending any of you, but it is the name of the show. We are not having to adhere to any broadcast standards, so I can greet my audience how I want to greet my audience. I appreciate all the emails, all the reviews on iTunes, even if they are just a guy saying 1 star with the text fart. I don't mind that. If that's as expressive as that guy can be, then so be it. I'm glad he listened for a little while and all he could come up with was fart. That means he may not be one of my people. On today's show, the amazing, cantankerous, and extraordinarily funny David Cross, who also I lived with briefly in a group home for comedians in Somerville, Massachusetts. There are many comedians going in and out of this place. We used to call it the Loser Museum. And if Dave was sleeping at his girlfriend's, I could sleep in his bed. Aside from that, I had to sleep on the couch because that's where I was at that time. Sleeping on the couch, living out of boxes, waking up when whoever came into the living room with their coffee first woke me up. Contact us at WTFpod@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/WTFpod. You know, I've been also getting a lot of support from some people online that I want to thank. Obviously, iTunes has been very kind. My buddy Dylan over at punchlinemag.com, Punchline Magazine, and my friend Sean over at the Comics Comic. You know, I am a comedian, and it's nice when you get support from the community. I don't know why I don't feel better. I don't know why I don't feel better. My father has got me on such a massive amount of vitamins that I fought for a long time. I fought them. I was like, you know, I'm not gonna take vitamins. They're ridiculous. It's a racket. It's stupid. There's no way to tell whether or not they're working. They're ridiculous. I'm not doing it. And then my memory got weird because I think I was experiencing post-traumatic stress syndrome from my divorce. And that's what I attribute it to. But I also thought maybe I'm going stupid because that happens as you get older too, for a lot of reasons. So eventually I called my dad, which is always a mistake in the sense that if I need him or I agree with him or I do something that he tells me I should do, then I'll hear about it for the rest of my life. So he sends me, he's got brochures that he has written about vitamins. He's got me on some multivitamin called Memory Revitalizer, 6 big old gel caps. I take something called phosphocholine. I'm taking CoQ10. I'm taking magnesium. I'm taking an aspirin. I'm taking fish oil. I'm taking DHEA. And you know what? I don't feel any different than I did before I took them, other than I feel a little better than you because I'm taking them. And you can think I'm stupid, but I'm not. So I think the only thing the vitamins have really done for me is give me a certain sense of vitamized elitism. That I am, you can say, well, that's ridiculous because you're a dummy for taking them. Or I can say, maybe, but perhaps I'm now much better than you are. But I also had one of those moments with when he sent me all this stuff initially. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, how are you going to, who cares? It's ridiculous. And then, of course, I crossed over into like, what the fuck? All right. I'll take 900 vitamins a day that cost a fortune. Why not? Why not get used to it? We're probably all I need is the vitamin and the fish oil. Or the aspirin and the fish oil, because I hear that's good for your heart. But I got to stop eating 2 pints of ice cream. And they raised the price of Ben & Jerry's and Haagen-Dazs at my bodega. And the Yemeni guy would not haggle with me. They don't haggle over ice cream, which I think is bullshit. Give it time. Wait till the economy keeps going further down. We're going to be haggling for everything. Everything. It's going to be great. You can haggle for a newspaper. I don't know. Dollar seems a little crazy. I'll give you 77 cents. Okay.
You're like Chris Rock, and I'm going to get you, sucker. You're wandering in there like you don't have enough money to buy ice cream.
Matthew.
You never haggled for a price on cocaine, did you?
No, but I tried to get it given to me.
Oh, yeah? What'd you do to get that?
Dude, I'll pay you later.
Did you try that with the bodega guys?
I've done that with them.
And do they trust you? And is your credit good?
Yeah, I've seen them. I see them almost every day, and then I forgot to pay him back. And then 2 days later, I was like, "Oh my God, I got to pay the bodega guy back." And I brought the $2 in, and he gave me. I'm like, "Here," and he looked at me like, "Yeah, I get it. I know. You overstepped it a little bit."
Oh yeah. Do you think he sort of passive aggressively extended you the credit and then resented you later for asking?
He's hard to read. He could have been thinking about getting off work. I don't know. I assumed that's what. Yeah, that's how I take it. Now it's time for, I guess, whatever we're calling this, A Few with Matthew, my friend Matthew Weiss, who is now developing a cult following as my sage advisor, the helpful friend thing, funny guy.
Don't worry, Mark. I'm still in your reflected glory.
I hope we understand that relationship, because it's not clear to me when you call me or email me. It all seems very matter of fact. Everything's very practical, utilitarian, if I can throw that word around.
Sure.
Sort of like, I'm what time again? I'm confirming for this time.
Well, yeah, I have to do that with you, Mark. Do you not get that from other people?
No, I
really. No one else expects you to be detailed and on time and specific about the things that you're asking for?
Not in a compulsive way where the tone is devoid of humor or friendship.
Now, that is not what I intended it to sound like.
Maybe like, hey, I'm still thinking about coming down. Are we doing this? Not like, can I get confirmation, please, for 7:00 p.m.?
I'm sorry, I could butter you up a lot more if that would help you.
Yeah, that would help me a little bit.
You need the butter, and I'm just giving you going straight to the meat.
I don't need butter. I was talking about vitamins earlier, and you seem like the kind of person that has tried a lot of things and does everything within your power to work against, however you were brought up in order to be a better person. And I appreciate that, because I come from the same ilk. And I think I was at your house, and you had something called, I think it was some sort of magic shit powder. Was it colon cleanse or bowel?
I have a few. I have the triple organic fiber from, I forget the name of the company. And then there's another one called colon cleanse, which is just the triple organic fiber, but with some other kind of cleansing things. I use that much less frequently. But I'm a big believer in fiber supplements, especially if I eat dairy.
Because I was going to talk to Dave Cross
about his bowel health.
Well, he was. I talked to him recently, and he said he was going to get a colonic.
That's a little invasive for me.
But his girlfriend was the one who suggested it, and it was some sort of
interesting.
It was some sort of like a couple's outing, like where they sit and they get these colonics looking at each other. Now, have you ever had one?
No, I have not. I mean, I've not even been tempted to have one. I do make sure that I get the right amount of sort of fiber and balance, because I do have a kind of not lactose intolerant system, but just kind of a lactose skeptical system. I have to be very judicious. So I have a couple fiber supplements at the ready. But going up there with the giant jet of coffee or water or whatever it is.
A coffee colonic? Who the hell has ever heard of that?
Oh, me? No, they exist. Am I making this up? Did I dream this?
You might have dreamed
Sounds good, though, doesn't it?
JustCoffee.coop for the best coffee colonic you can ever get by putting it in your mouth. You don't have to actually put it in an enema bag to enjoy JustCoffee.coop. I don't want to get too scatological here.
But can I do I want to do the tag that you made.
Which one?
Pow! You just might shit your pants.
See, now this is a highbrow show. Here's my experience with a colonic. My friend Tom came back from India with some sort of thing that he had in his guts that he couldn't shake.
What sort of thing?
If he knew what it was, he wouldn't have had it for so long. So it was one of those secret super Indian things. I would never.
Secret super. It's what?
It's a secret super Indian disease.
A super secret Indian what?
Bug.
The bug. Okay, I thought you meant the colonic that he had was some sort of secret super Indian thing.
No, something Indian got up in his guts and stayed there. That was his souvenir from India. He came home with an unkillable parasite in his intestines or whatever. That's why, as much as
Who's taking revenge there in India?
That's why, I want to go to India, primarily because I enjoy Indian food, and a lot of Indians I've met seem very friendly, even if they're not friendly, and they have a lot. It's very colorful culture. I don't know much about it historically, but I've always wanted to go there because I'm literally enchanted with their cuisine and with the people that I've met from India. Mm-hmm. And I always talk to cab drivers about it. Yeah, where are you from? Not that they're all Indian, but they used to be, many of them. Now I don't know what's happening. But
You ask them what kind of bugs they brought back?
Well, that's the thing is like everyone I've talked to who has gone to India, I'm like, well, I'm thinking about going. And they're like, well, you got to get your shots and then you're probably going to be sick for at least a week.
And you're going to need the colonic when you get back.
But what kind of vacation is that? Going into it knowing like, all right, I'm going to have a really good time if I get past the diarrhea.
Yeah.
I mean, who plans a vacation around that?
Some people have a problem with that. You have to go get a shot to go to certain countries.
Right. So I wanted to get a colonic because I thought it would. Well, primarily because I have I have an eating disorder, and I was just wanted a colonic because I thought I was doing a lot of drugs at the time. I thought this is a good way to clean it out for real.
So sort of anal bulimia.
Right. Let's get to the baseline. Let's get to a blank slate. Tabula rasa intestines.
Right. Can I scrub the inside of myself until I'm raw and bleeding?
Well, no, I don't think it's that. But so I go to this guy, and it turns out he's this little African man, a little black man with curly hair and a mustache.
They have that.
Well, I'm not saying that in a racial way. I'm just saying that he was a little African man, a little black man.
Got it.
And I walk into this office not knowing what a colonic is, and there's pictures.
Wait, not knowing at all?
Not really. I mean,
someone just said, "Mark, you need to go to this place."
No, I knew.
Just go in there. Just go on in.
I knew my ass was involved.
Okay.
And there would be things being put in it. So.
And you were good with that. That was enough for you. I'm going in.
In this context, it seems safe.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. It was not sexual.
But it wasn't a couples thing like Cross.
No, it was just me.
Right.
And I walk in, there's all these pictures from some sort of like tribe somewhere of things that they pulled out of people's asses. But these weren't just things. These were like these, large ropes. I don't know what they were eating. But wow. It literally looked like what they used to make adobe bricks, straw and mud, and like but bound. And I'm like, oh my god,
it's like a shit brick house.
Well, that's what I said to the guy. I said, "What is that? A shit snake?" And he did not stop laughing through my entire.
No one ever told him shit snake.
No, and thank God. Amazing. Well, thank God that I said it because like it made the experience a lot better because you got to lay on your side and they put this hose inside of you and you can watch it. And I talked to
watch what?
The water come go in and out. And my friend Barry Ziegler, he said to me, you got to do it, especially if you've ever eaten sushi because your colon is just filled with worms. And I'm like, how is that possible? So I'm looking at this thing like expecting like alien to come through it.
Yeah.
Like
right.
And I didn't see anything. And I know this is a disgusting conversation.
No, this is medical. But please. Can we just?
It was uncomfortable. But the only thing that made it tolerable was every once in a while in the middle of it, like he'd go, "You okay?" It's a shit snake. Do you take vitamins?
I do take vitamins. My grandmother got me on vitamins back when I was like a teenager.
Does it help you?
I feel great.
Is it the vitamins?
Yes.
It's not the therapy or the yoga or the Alexander technique or your
It's
diet?
all of those things, but the vitamins are part of it.
How do you know which vitamins are doing what?
I just feel it.
What do you take?
I just know inside me.
What do you take?
Okay, I take the multivitamin.
Yeah.
I take the CoQ10, even though I think it's too early for me to really be worrying about that side of things, but fine.
I take that. What does it do?
It's an antioxidant. It's a big time antioxidant. It's like the CoQ10 enzyme it's for heart disease. It's preventative for heart disease.
Oh, good.
So it's like, it's heart attack stuff.
Right.
I take a B complex. But then the rest
magnesium. Do you take magnesium?
That's in the multi. That's enough for me.
I take magnesium.
Sometimes
separately.
I take the magnesium powder.
I take magnesium separately.
Yeah. Do you have restless leg syndrome?
No, but I'm just telling you, I take it separately.
Separately?
That's the level I'm at with this.
You take it orally?
No, I take it. Yes. Orally.
Right. Just checking.
It's not in a.
It could be.
It's not in a magnesium suppository.
Right. I was waiting for you to say magnesium suppository. So I also take other things that are not vitamins.
Like what?
5-HTP. It's like a natural antidepressant, basically.
Right. And
I also take DL-phenylalanine, which the research on that is kind of...
Is there an abbreviation for that?
DLPA maybe on some bottles.
I take DHEA.
That's something else. That's cool. I think I'm going to get into that. That cuts across a lot of my favorite sectors: mood, health, energy.
We're suckers.
We might be, but I think you're missing a very key component to the benefits of vitamins.
What?
You have to believe. The placebo effect doesn't work unless you really believe it's going to work.
I believe it works.
It's about making yourself believe that something is true, and by your believing that something is true, it becomes true.
All right, I believe right now that this conversation is done.
No, wait. I have one more thing to say.
No, my belief is stronger than what you have to say.
Wow, look at that. It worked.
David.
Hey, man, your producer sounds like you. You know that?
Are you serious?
Crazy.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, how you doing?
I cannot be the first person who's ever said that.
He might be.
Well, then I'm certainly not the first person who thought it, but I'm just not scared to say it.
Oh, thank God for your freedom of mind and your courage.
Yeah.
On the phone, a dear old friend of mine, a very popular entertainer in all forms. David Cross was one of the creators and actors in Mr. Show. He's been in movies. He's a popular stand-up comedian. He has CDs out. Now he's got a book out. Very exciting. The book is called "There Are Reasons Why I Drink." Hello, David.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm fine, David.
I would like to say and let everybody know that you're a dear old friend, and I remember what you look like.
Yeah.
Sort of. But the name of the book is "I Drink for a Reason."
What did I say?
There are reasons I drink.
Well, it's similar. So the book is called "I Drink for a Reason."
Right.
Well, thank God after, 30 years now, you finally figured out that there's a reason and it's not a problem of some kind.
It's not one reason. It's a myriad of them. Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Before we get into the reasons, Dave, can I just ask you personally, because I have known you a long time.
Right.
And, I haven't had a drink of alcohol in 10 years. 10 years.
I was going to say, you should write a book called "I Don't Drink for Very Many Reasons."
Do you remember me being a difficult drunk? I mean, do you think in retrospect, I don't mean to make it about me, but do you think it was a good idea that I stopped?
Oh, absolutely. There can't be anybody who knew you when you were drinking that didn't think it was a good idea. I mean, it wasn't like you were physically self-destructive to your body, although that is part of the process, but it was more about your manicness and self-absorption gets heightened.
Yeah, which I thought was spectacular, but I think it alienated people.
It was spectacular in a certain way. But that is not to say you weren't bitingly clever and sharp and funny. It's just it was overbearing. Yeah, but you knew that, and you were. It was very generous and thoughtful of you to clean up.
Yeah, I did it. I did it for all of you, and and unfortunately, I'm still overbearing and difficult at times. But now let's shift the focus to you, because I actually got uncomfortable with all that focus on me, which is rare, which is only a mark
Dude,
of.
You are a pleasure now. Come on, you are a treat.
Oh, that's sweet.
There really is a huge difference.
Well, I feel better. I feel like I socialize a little better, and I also
absolutely. What makes you charming and interesting. You never cross the line anymore into what you used to be like, which was needy and overbearing and all that stuff. But you don't. I mean, you're a pleasure to be around. You're fun.
Yeah, I think that if you were to ask my producer whether the needy, overbearing part was still intact, I think I save it for just very special people in my life.
Well, look, that's always going to be part of your charm and your
right.
emotional, spiritual makeup.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how that makes money. That's eluded me. Needy, overbearing, generally not so. Like if I put that on the blurb of a book, I don't know that people would pick it up and go, "This is a must-have." Like,
well, try it out. Right.
Yeah, I spent 5 or 10 years trying to make bitterness appealing, and it took me a very long time to realize that it just reads as self-pity if you're not really good at it. I drink for a reason. Now, when you wrote this, how long did it take you to develop this idea? How did you come up with the framework for this book? Because it's selling really well. I mean, it started on the bestseller list at the New York Times, which is great. But when you were coming up with it, how did you decide that was the framework of it?
Well, it's not necessarily the framework in a calculated or
you don't say like reason one.
Right. No,
okay,
there's none of that. I came up with the title later. It's a lot of kind of disparate little pieces. Some heady and rants.
Hey, Dave.
As a whole, then there's your "I drink for a reason."
Right. Are you doing something while you're talking to me, like putting the phone in and out of your ass or something?
No, is the connection bad?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like sometimes you sound really clear, and then other times it sort of muffles, like you may be washing dishes.
Oh, it could be my hand. It could be my hand or my beard. I'm pressing have a big
Now it
beard.
sounds really good.
Okay, it was my hand. It was upon my hand.
Oh, so you were cupping the receiver?
I was cupping my balls, and now I'm not. And I have the Bluetooth down near where my balls are. So
All
that
right.
probably.
Did you
That's what I meant by beard.
Oh, did you did you read the instructions on how to use a Bluetooth? It goes on your ear. Hello?
Oh, you know what? My thing is smudged. The word ear looks okay. Makes sense though. I thought that was weird.
Why did I have to picture your balls with a Bluetooth on them? Why did I need that today?
Hey man, you're the one.
Yeah.
You ask yourself.
Yeah, I put it. I know. I put it in my head. I did that. So basically, it was just a way for you to be yourself and write about what you wanted to write about.
Yeah, eventually it was. I actually got an extension on it because I initially got the approach to do it, and the contract I signed had this language about making it somewhat more specific about fictional short stories, and I still I was like, okay, cool, and I was having a great deal of difficulty with that, and very few of the things I wrote in the first say 7 or 8 months are in this book. I mean, there was just so much crap. I read it and I hated it.
Wait a minute. Wait, you were trying to write short stories for the book?
Yes, that's what I thought I was supposed to do. And then the publishers changed. It went from Warner Books to Grand Central. And I had a different editor and all that. And then it was really the dumbest, when you think about it, really bad communication. But then I was panicking. I mean, really stressed out and panicking, like, I'm never going to finish this on time. This is crazy. I can't do this. And, also I wasn't just focusing on a book. I was doing, 5 other projects. But, and then I called and I was like, dude, this sucks. I can't, these things, I can't even turn anything in. It's garbage, And then in the course of that conversation, I was like, I need an extension, and I said, I just haven't written short stories before, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, all right, don't write short stories, or you can write whatever you want. Really?
Oh.
Yeah. And so we actually went and had to get the contract and just take out that, it was literally in one sentence, the description of what the book is, and change it to, humorous pieces.
Well, it has to be like a memoir. I mean, I can't even imagine. Not that you're not a creative guy, but let's talk.
It's not a memoir, though, Mark. It's not.
But I mean, it's essays. It's point of view stuff.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
That's what I mean. So it's point of view essays. Whereas, I'd just like to know, what was short story number 4 about?
I swear to God, I was writing. I'll tell you some of the things I wrote that I just trashed. The ideas are good, but I just couldn't finish it. One was a guy who, after reading Wilt Chamberlain's autobiography, decides to try to, and advertises it, to sleep with 20,000 women for charity. Somebody goes and gets sponsors for a 10K run. So there's that. There was a piece I wrote about the whole world getting together and deciding they don't care about the Jews anymore. There's only 2.8% of them. Let's just fucking get rid of them. Let's all agree, and our lives will be better.
That's actually happening.
And then another story was about all the models go on strike, so there's no models for anything.
Yeah.
And these are some of these things would be better as sketches and.
It's so hard to do that too. I feel bad for you because we're not essentially prose writers, so the pressure to actually create short stories. It was a painful I wish I had made the phone call earlier because they were so oh yeah, you don't have to do that, do whatever. And then we got the contract change in 10 days. It was all different, and then it started to flow better. But I was bumming. I can't because I know you well enough to know that you don't entertain panic that well. I just see you pacing and yelling at your girlfriend I can't do this. I can't.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That was exactly.
And then
it.
making it about her. It's I'm not that kind of writer.
Yeah, and I thought maybe I could be,
of course,
like George Saunders or those kind of New Yorker pieces, or I can do that, and it was about as frustrating a task as I've ever had.
So you're up in upstate New York now?
No. I just got back. I had to do the Brooklyn Book Festival. So I was up there for All Tomorrow's Parties, drove back to do the book festival, and then leave for the tour Wednesday.
Awesome. That's going to be great. So, like, upstate, like, I'm trying to picture you, because, like I said, I mean, I remember, and I'm sure you miss these days where there was about 4 to 7 of us living in an apartment in Somerville, and I would sleep on the couch unless you were at your girlfriend's, and I'd sleep in your room, and we were all very sort of, we knew each other's, shit smells and habits and eating and stomach disorders, and there was different things cooking, and you were very much, you had the recipe for ramen with an egg, and it was all very essential.
That was the best. I think Cristiano turned me onto that, I believe.
I was thinking about him the other day, but let's not name drop. But is there ever a moment where you're nostalgic to be in that kitchen with the 20 different people's cooking ware and
No. I think there was there were times when I was really overwhelmed with work and responsibility that I look back on some of those days, perhaps over romanticize them, but thinking, wow, I remember laughing so much then. Not necessarily hard, but a lot. We laughed a lot. I mean, I read some statistics somewhere that the average person laughs like 4 times a day or something really depressing like that. And, we were laughing 4 times in a minute.
Yeah, it was kind of,
I mean, not that I'm not happy now and I don't laugh a lot, but I just remember as really awful as some things were, and especially for me. I mean, you guys were, I'd say half of that apartment was more successful than the other half. You and Louis and, there were a good number of you guys who were doing pretty well.
Louis C.K., did Louis C.K. live there?
He didn't, but I'm just talking about he was a roommate at one point when we were in
Oh, dude, I remember those times because, like, you were so, we did laugh constantly, and I know what you're talking about because there was that system of work in Boston before any sort of, before they could indulge anybody that did anything, outside of, standard stand-up, where, you and I would go on the road. And it was like, Mike Clark and the Comedy Connection, all these gigs where you'd go to these pubs and these bars in the middle of nowhere, and you would get on stage and they just didn't understand. Yeah.
I also am culpable. It was my fault also for not making things easier.
What about Jimmy's in Dedham?
Were you there that night?
No, but what happened?
Okay, I went up. And just to sort of describe it, it was like a 2-tiered bar, but the next level had no real wall to it. It was behind the bar, and you took like 3 steps up to get to that next level.
Right.
And it was all open. And it was like this biker bar, and I think I was with Don, DJ Hazard, actually. So it's just fold-out metal chairs and a Radio Shack mic.
Yeah.
No stage. You're just standing, floor level with everybody. And keep in mind, the mic was just that crunchy, bad, awful mic sound.
Right.
And the music, they don't turn the music off. The music's still playing and everything. And I go up, and I'm doing stand-up for, no more than 5-10 minutes. And this guy who's absolutely faced starts staggering up the steps, and everybody starts going, "Oh shit, Frankie's here! Oh no! Oh shit, look at Frankie! Oh, here comes Frankie!" And this guy's stumbling, lurching. Barely has his eyes open, and I made the total amateur mistake of going, "Oh well, Frankie's here. Apparently, Frankie has something to say. What do you got to say, Frankie?" And I hold the mic out like I'm going to, just sort of put it to his face. And he comes up alongside me, he's a big guy, puts me in a bear hug, So now the mic is now, and my hand is right next to my mouth, and he starts licking me. Like really awful, long, boozy, nasty looks. And people are howling. And the more they're laughing, the more he loves it. And isn't he funny and clever? And I'm basically standing on my tiptoes with the mic, making sounds like, oh, come on. He's like squeezing me. And it was pretty embarrassing. And people are howling, laughing at me, pointing. And then I think, DJ Hazard was just like, all right, that's enough. Come on.
That was like, maybe 15 minutes away from the pool table raping. And
yeah.
Because that kind of stuff happened in those weird New England towns.
And it was, it was one of those things where when you're done, you don't just get to exit through the backstage door. I mean, you have to go through the crowd. You have to go to the manager. You have to wipe your face off, go through the manager. Hey, man, I need to get paid, and you have to hang out with everybody.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's like, and then there was like those gigs on like you'd go to Nantucket, and not only could you not leave the club, you couldn't leave the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember being, locked in some sort of band dorm with Mike Moto, for an entire night. And then or there's a time where I was at some place down in one of those New England towns where they actually, it was a horrible gig, and the guy gave me cash at the bar, and there were two guys sitting at the bar looking at the transaction, and I was with Kim.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me about this.
Right, and I just knew, I'm like, they're going to roll us. And and I said to Kim, who I hadn't been married to yet, the first wife, I said, when we get to the door, just bolt with me to the car. So we get to the door and we just lit out for the car. And sure enough, right when we walked out, those two guys came out into the parking lot and oh my God. It was, if you really think about it, it was relatively unsafe in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And another great story, I don't know if we've told it on the air, that I just will never forget, was when you were living in Somerville, and I came over one day and you had decided to cook. Do you remember what I'm talking about? And you had taken like those packages of mixed beans that you buy at the supermarket.
Yeah.
And
I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and you maybe put like 5 or 10 packages of these beans into a huge pot, and they had about an inch of water above them, and you would cook them for like hours, and it looked like lava. And it was just this weird bubbling mess. And I said, that's not how you cook them. You gotta soak them, and you committed to them, and you froze them, and you, I think I remember you had gas for like weeks.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was more. It wasn't just simply gas. It was something that, and I was stubborn. I wouldn't say that was the problem, and I'd be like, no, it's fine, it's good. I don't know what you're talking about. It's they're beans, big deal, whatever. Put some hot sauce on them, we're good to go. And
so
and
stubborn.
I ate a gallon of that stuff and really did some damage. It was like Abu Ghraib bad.
Yeah, I remember that. God, it's so weird that like I've known you for so long. I mean, I actually knew you. The first time we met was when we were in college. You remember at Stitches?
Were you there the night somebody threw? I just told this story. I did an interview a couple prior to this, and they were like, "What's one of the worst memories, doing stand-up?" And were you there at the old Stitches when somebody threw the glass ashtray at me? It missed me. It didn't hit me, but it hit the wall. It didn't break either, but it hit the wall behind me.
No.
I think Amy Silver was bartending there, maybe.
What had you done?
Oh, I don't remember at all. I mean, whatever I'd done completely vanished from my mind outside of somebody. And it was also the same night that a guy was saying, it could have been the same guy too, saying next. And he had his arms folded and his feet were up in the chair in front of him. He was just leaning back.
The worst.
Next.
And that place was like, as pretty of a club as it was, that original Stitches was just hard as fuck.
Yeah. But,
and then,
the guys who worked there were really, like George McDonald and
Barry Crimmins and
all those guys were pretty nice to me. Were helpful.
Very supportive. Yeah, there were some good cats up there. And then I picked up again with you, like when you first moved to L.A., because I remember coming to your house when you lived in Silver Lake with Jack Boulware at like 3 a.m, and we were all drunk, and you were showing us videos of Orson Welles drunk.
Oh, yeah. That was the pre-internet days when people would pass around videotapes and you'd go,
right.
like, oh, I got this great tape of I got Bud Dwyer shooting himself in the head from a different angle. Never been seen, whatever.
This is from an aerial shot.
Yeah.
So now you didn't get the colonic. I was really hoping the other day. The thing I was most excited about because you were going to come in was that you were just be post colonic, but you haven't had it yet.
No, we had to, go up to. We had to leave to go to All Tomorrow's parties, or there was something we had to do that just wasn't going to work out. I can't remember what it was.
Are you going to do it?
I mean, I'll do it. I'm not opposed to it.
We've got to do it.
I can't imagine it's that bad for you, and it would actually be. I'm actually excited about it on some level.
I just want to have the first post-colonic interview. We'll have to have you on the show even for like 5 minutes.
I promise.
Because Brendan has had a colonic. I've had one. We all have our own experiences with these and reasons for doing them. But yours is actually an interesting reason. It's out of love that your girlfriend has gotten you involved in some sort of couples colonicing, which I think is terrific.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it works. It sounds ridiculous, but it also sounds like it's funny and would be a good story.
I don't know. I guess I'm just like trying to figure out after 2 marriages I don't even I look back at some of my relationships and I'm not even sure how they started. I just knew that I was living with somebody all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have those memories where it's sort of like, where did that even? I just remember we hung out a couple of times and then her stuff was in my bathroom.
Yeah. Well, it's like, the kind of thing where, you've lived with yourself for your entire life. And those moments that I assume happen is like, married couples who've been married for 20 years where somebody gets up early and like, all right, we got to go to the airport. And you're like, huh, who the fuck are you? Who are you? I want to sleep. I don't want to go to the airport. What are we?
Oh, it's so weird and hard. Let's close up with something exciting. I drink for a reason, and the tour starts when? Next week?
It'll start the 19th in San Francisco. There's book signings and show dates. So I go, if you go, I have a page on Facebook. It's called the Official David Cross page. There's also somebody who's Twittering called The Real David Cross. That's not me.
I know. I fell for it.
Yeah, that is not me. But the Official David Cross, I think, is the name of the Facebook page that has all the stuff. And start on the West Coast on the 19th in San Francisco. And
coming to a theater near you.
5 weeks.
That sounds fun, man. And when you do these book signings, have you been shocked and weirded out by any fans at all, or has it been pretty good?
No, I mean, I've only done 2, and I pretty much know what to expect now, I will tell you this, though. This is great. Or did I tell you this already about Whoopi Goldberg?
No.
Okay, so I did a book signing at Borders in Columbus Circle, and I had done an interview with some, AM New York or one of those papers. I think it was AM New York, and they talked about the book, and they said, you have some harsh words for Whoopi Goldberg. Was there a reason for that? And I said, well, there's not I think she's a good actress. I just don't find her funny. I don't think she's ever said anything funny in her life. And they were kind of pressing me on stuff. I said, there is something that behavior that I witnessed that had nothing to do with me. And I only was sort of there to see it. But when Bob and Kirk and I did Comic Relief, we came in for a tech rehearsal, and John Moffat, who was, I'm not sure he was either producing or directing or something, but he was our guy in Mr. Show, and a great guy, and really like him, and good guy to work with. And we came in, we're sort of, it's in Radio City Music Hall, and we're sort of kind of standing there waiting for somebody to sort of tell us what to do, and they're rehearsing something, and I don't even remember what the deal was, but she went off on this guy, like in a bad, comically bad kind of, your mother. I mean, it was just really awkward and uncomfortable, and Bob and I never forgot it too. It was just weird, and never said hi, and not that that's a reason to not like somebody, but like Robin Williams could not have been friendlier. Jumped off stage, said hi to us, thanked us for doing it. He was proud to have us on, et cetera. And, the other two didn't even acknowledge us. And
did you improvise?
Anyway.
Did you improvise back when he did that?
No.
Okay.
No, he was very, very genuine, and it was a very nice gesture that he made.
Sweet guy, yeah.
So anyway, but that's not a reason to dislike somebody. I've just never thought she was funny, and her one-woman show, I said something along the lines of, that should be put in a time capsule as evidence of how far white liberal guilt will elevate something to success that it shouldn't deserve. And
wow, good one.
Talking about her original one-woman show.
Right, sure.
Just trite and easy and, whatever. Anyway, so they printed this stuff. So I get to the bookstore, and there's a really nice package with a very nice box of cookies and a note. It's from Whoopi, and it says, heard you're not a fan. That's okay. I'm paraphrasing here. It's like, heard you're not a fan. That's okay, but get your facts straight. Whoopi. And it said, P.S. for the record, I never yelled at a director, for comic relief. And so I sent her back a basket from Edible Arrangements saying, Dear Whoopi, thank you for the cookies, some quip, some joke, and then, but please do get your facts straight. You did yell at a director. It was John Moffat, or I don't know what his capacity was there. I was standing right there. So was Bob Odenkirk. We've talked about it before. So, there you go. But it was really weird to have an argument through gifts.
Through edible flowers and cookies?
Yeah.
So you haven't heard back from her?
No, I imagine that'll be that.
Well, you better watch it. They'll have you on The View, and you'll be forced into a dance number or something.
Yeah, that was the publishing company's idea of how to promote the book when I went for a meeting there.
Yeah.
Only one, never went again.
Yeah.
They were very excited because they were going to try to get me on The View and Good Morning America.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see you on either of those shows. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, would be. I said it, I'm not trying to be difficult, but I think it would actually be detrimental. I don't trust myself not to.
Oh, God, it'd be spectacular. Yeah, I wish you would do it. But thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate it, and let's do it again.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, Dave. Talk to you later. Bye. I have a smaller, but it's a fairly important WTF moment, a serious what the fuck moment, and that is Tom DeLay, the ex-congressman from Texas, Tom DeLay, the guy who almost single-handedly made Congress a money laundering front. Tom DeLay, the criminal who barely escaped indictment in the Jack Abramoff scandal. Tom DeLay, the worst example of an American politician that has ever lived, is going to be on Dancing with the Stars. What the fuck? I mean, I know there's no justice, but people like him should not, at least not be allowed to ingratiate themselves to the people who watch Dancing with the Stars and find it sweet as being a human. I mean, he's not a human. He's a criminal. Yeah, his dance card should be full, but it should be in prison, and he should be wearing a dress. Tom DeLay should seriously be in prison and be the bottom, an involuntary bottom in a prison situation. And if he's dancing, it should be because he has to, and he should be crying. That's all I'm saying. I think I found out a solution to some relief of what the fuck. The great question. Now, I'm going to tell you this story because I'm pretty sure that it's not going to get back to this person. But it's something I almost find respectful. Like, I have respect for this. And a lot of people would dismiss it as some sort of insanity on my part and on the part of who's involved in this story. There is a woman that lives in my apartment. She's got to be in her mid-70s. Her name is Mary. She's a short little Italian woman that has lived in my apartment building probably for 50 years. I know she's a widow. I know she lives alone. And when I see her, she is the sweetest little woman that I've ever met in my life. She lights up. She's like, Mark, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. So nice to see you. Did they fix that thing in the door yet? Had you talked to our landlord about it? Oh, I'm so glad you're back around, Mark. It's nice. Just a doll. And my neighbors had told me about this, but I never believed it. My friend Jody lives across the hall from her, and Jody said that she screams in her apartment. And I'm like, no, that can't be. And she says, yes, not only does she scream, but it's dirty. I'm like, stop it. Mary, stop it. And I'm walking up the stairwell the other day, and I hear something in the back. Let me get a little far away from the room. I hear, you motherfuckers, you cunts, you're all black, you cunts, you fuckers, why'd you fuck that hooah? That whore's a cunt, and you can go fuck yourself, you motherfuckers. And I'm like, oh my God. It's coming from Mary's apartment. And I stuck my head to her door, and I just hear her on a tirade. You're all cunts. You're all whoas. Why'd you fuck her, you motherfuckers, cunts? You fuck each other, you whores. And I'm like, oh my God. That is Mary, and she does not know I'm standing outside. And I was so pleased inside to share that moment with her, to know that that is in that woman, because you know what? It's obviously making her feel better. She's alone. She's getting it out. I don't know if the TV's on. I don't know if it isn't. Some people would say, well, she's crazy. She has Tourette's syndrome. Maybe she's just had enough. Maybe that's what she has to do to get it out of her. I don't know who she's talking to. A lot of it was racially inappropriate and quite surprising. But you know what? She's not talking to anybody. And when I see her, she's like, hi, Mark, how are you? It's so nice to see you. And then behind closed doors, you motherfuckers, you whores, you whores. And I said, you know what? Maybe that's something we should all be doing a little bit more of. Maybe that will relax us. It's almost like a gestalt or a primal scream therapy. Matthew says that's been discredited. But nonetheless, how can it not be helpful? I know I've done that on stage, but I think it would make me happier if I was just in my apartment by myself. I do see the relief there, but I just wanted to share that is one woman's way of answering the question, what the fuck?
Have you thought about the possibility, though, that maybe there are actual, black people and whores standing on her fire escape fucking each other, and she's just screaming at them, you motherfuckers, you whores, you fuck each other.
See, now I wish my apartment was on the other side of the building. All right, that's our show. And as always, please feel free to email us at WTFpod@gmail with your what the fuck moments. We'll get more into those as time goes on. Twitter.com/WTFpod. David Cross was my guest. I want to thank my buddy Matthew as well for coming by. I want to thank the folks at Punchline Magazine and the Comics Comic. And if you want to, you can get my CDs right here on iTunes. Also, if you're in Chicago this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, I will be at the Lakeshore Theater performing Scorching the Earth, a brutal and funny dark meditation on divorce, anger, drugs, and love. Talk to you later.